Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins enter the 2026 season with one of the more complicated quarterback situations in the NFL to Tagovailoa, a player who has shown flashes of brilliance and moments of puzzling inconsistency, remains under contract with the team through the 2026 season. Carrying a guaranteed salary of $54 million, that number alone frames the challenge facing the Dolphins front office. Because while Tua has undeniable talent and has helped guide the team to moments of success, the regression he has shown this past season raises legitimate questions about whether Miami should continue to invest so heavily in him or hedge their bets with an alternative quarterback option. The reality is that the Dolphins are walking a financial tightrope. They want to honor their commitment to Tagovailoa while also exploring avenues to ensure stability at the most important position. On the field, the discussion in South Florida has quietly shifted from immediate upgrades to longer-term planning, with an emphasis on cost-effective solutions that provide upside without crippling the team's salary cap flexibility. One name that has increasingly appeared in conversations about a potential Miami quarterback hedge is Mac Jones of the San Francisco 49ers. Jones, who has experienced a career resurgence this past season, currently earns a modest salary of just over $4 million in 2026, making him an attractive financial option if Miami were to pursue a trade. His experience running a system similar to what Miami currently employs offers the Dolphins a chance to bring in a quarterback who can step into the offense with minimal adaptation required. Unlike Zach Wilson, who was signed in a previous offseason largely on potential, Jones has a proven track record of execution under pressure, which could provide a safety net for the Dolphins. If Tagovailoa struggles at any point, acquiring Jones would almost certainly require a draft pick, likely somewhere in the top 100 selections, a cost Miami could absorb given they currently hold 3 third-round picks. The calculus is straightforward. Is it worth leveraging draft capital to bring in a quarterback with demonstrated ability, who can provide immediate competition and insurance behind center for a team navigating the uncertainties surrounding Tagovailoa's performance? The answer may very well be yes. Another quarterback who could pique Miami's interest is Trey Lance. Now with the Los Angeles Chargers, Lance's career has been tumultuous, marked by flashes of potential that have yet to fully materialize into consistent performance. At 25 years old and entering his 6th NFL season, Lance carries the benefit of youth and affordability, signing a one-year, $2 million contract with the Chargers for the upcoming season. Unlike Jones, acquiring Lance would not require a draft pick, which makes him appealing from a purely transactional standpoint. However, the risk is considerably higher, as confidence in Lance's ability to compete at a high level remains low following his struggles in San Francisco. Miami would have to weigh the potential upside of a young quarterback capable of growth against the lack of certainty that he could challenge Tagovailoa or effectively execute the offense. In essence, Lance represents a high-risk, low-cost option that could pay dividends if he finally realizes his potential. But there is no guarantee he will be more than a temporary stopgap in a quarterback room in flux. Spencer Rattler of the New Orleans Saints represents a third intriguing option, particularly for those who value the combination of financial efficiency and developmental upside. Rattler, a player under team control for 2 additional years on a rookie contract, made noticeable improvements in 2025 under a new coaching staff, raising his completion percentage and overall passer rating from 70.4 in his rookie campaign to 86.8 this past season, with just over $2 million owed across 2026 and 2027. Rattler could serve as a low-cost hedge behind Tagovailoa, providing Miami with a developmental option without committing excessive resources. While he lacks the extensive experience of a Mac Jones or the immediate upside of a Trey Lance, Rattler's trajectory suggests a player capable of growth in the right system, and his contract makes him a financially prudent candidate for a team balancing cap constraints with quarterback uncertainty. In the broader strategy, Rattler embodies the concept of a calculated gamble, limited risk with the potential for meaningful reward. Davis Mills of the Houston Texans adds another layer of complexity to Miami's decision-making calculus. Mills, a former third-round pick out of Stanford, recently demonstrated competence in limited action, going 3-0 in starts last month. Though context is key, as the Texans' defense provided significant support in those victories. Mills, now 27 years old, represents a high-floor, low-ceiling option. He is experienced, capable of managing games, and would not require a draft pick to acquire. However, the Texans' financial situation may create an opportunity for Miami to negotiate, as Mills is owed $6.3 million in 2026, and Houston may be inclined to reduce costs in favor of allocating resources to their younger quarterback, C.J. Stroud. For Miami, Mills offers stability and immediate readiness without the promise of transformative talent. He is a player who could step in seamlessly should Tagovailoa struggle, but he is unlikely to emerge as a long-term starter, making him an ideal contingency plan rather than a centerpiece acquisition. Marcus Mariota, now with the Washington Commanders, presents a contrasting profile to the previous options. Mariota, an established veteran with 80 career starts, thrives as an athletic game manager capable of handling the pressure of a starting role when called upon, playing under a one-year, $8 million contract. Mariota represents the upper end of the cost spectrum for Miami among potential backup options, but his experience and consistency provide reassurance. Unlike a rookie or unproven player, Mariota has demonstrated the ability to compete and perform at a reasonable level in high-pressure situations. While acquiring him may limit flexibility in other areas due to his higher salary, the value of reliability behind Tagovailoa cannot be overstated for a team navigating the uncertainties of its quarterback room while honoring a substantial contract. Mariota offers a blend of competence and stability, a bridge solution that could stabilize the Dolphins' quarterback position without long-term commitment. Finally, Miami must also consider the potential of rookie draft choices in 2026. Though the calculus here is markedly different, quarterbacks such as LSU's Garrett Nussmeier, Oregon's Dante Moore, and Indiana's Fernando Mendoza each present intriguing profiles, with varying levels of immediate impact and long-term upside. Nussmeier's stock has dipped due to injury. Moore is presumed to return to college, and Mendoza is projected as a top-tier prospect likely out of Miami's reach in the draft. High-potential quarterbacks like Penn State's Drew Allar or Cincinnati's Brendan Sorsby could be available in middle rounds, but selecting a rookie carries inherent risk, as developmental timelines and the uncertainty of translating collegiate success to the NFL are difficult to measure. Miami must weigh whether the extended control and upside of a rookie outweigh the security and immediate utility of a player with proven NFL experience. If the team decides the answer is no, then investing in a low-cost, experienced backup through free agency or trade could be the preferred path, ensuring that Tagovailoa has legitimate competition and insurance without sacrificing valuable draft capital or financial flexibility. In summary, the Miami Dolphins face a delicate balancing act as they prepare for the 2026 season. With Tua Tagovailoa under a substantial, guaranteed contract, the team must navigate financial, strategic, and developmental considerations in constructing their quarterback room. Players like Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Spencer Rattler, Davis Mills, and Marcus Mariota each offer unique combinations of cost, experience, and upside, while rookie draft prospects present alternative paths with longer-term potential but higher uncertainty. The decisions made in the coming months will not only determine the depth and stability of Miami's quarterback room, but could also shape the trajectory of the franchise as it seeks to contend in a competitive AFC landscape. For fans and analysts alike, the question is clear: will the Dolphins hedge wisely with proven NFL options, take a gamble on promising young talent, or commit fully to the hope that Tua Tagovailoa can overcome past inconsistencies and deliver the performance his contract suggests? The answer will unfold over the next year, but one thing is certain: the quarterback position in Miami will be the story to watch, a narrative full of financial considerations, strategic gambles, and the enduring search for stability in the most crucial role on the football field. Still with us? Then show some love, hit that like button, and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? The NFL universe is buzzing with a tremor that feels more like an earthquake than a ripple, and at the center of this storm is none other than Tua Tagovailoa. Rumors have been swirling for weeks, whispers floating through the league offices, locker rooms, and media outlets. And now it seems that the unthinkable may be closer than ever. The Dolphins could be parting ways with their young star quarterback. Yes, you heard it right. The same quarterback who, not too long ago, was hailed as the golden hope of Miami. The player around whom dreams of playoff glory were built is reportedly facing an exit that could shake the very foundations of the NFL. Sources close to the Dolphins front office, who spoke under conditions of anonymity, have hinted at discussions that sound almost too dramatic to be true. There is a sense of urgency, of feeling that decisions are being made behind closed doors. Decisions that could alter the trajectory of not just one franchise, but of the entire league. It's one of those moments that makes you sit back and question everything you thought you knew about loyalty, team building, and the fleeting nature of professional sports fame. There's a strange, almost cinematic quality to the situation. As if the NFL itself is staging a narrative where the hero's journey is suddenly interrupted by a plot twist no one saw coming. Fans of the Dolphins are reportedly in shock, oscillating between disbelief and anger, unable to reconcile the image of Tua in the aqua and orange with the possibility that he could soon be wearing a completely different jersey. Social media has erupted in a cacophony of speculation, with hashtags trending that suggest heartbreak, betrayal, and confusion. Analysts are dissecting every possible angle, from contract implications to locker room dynamics, from injury histories to the broader strategic vision of the Dolphins management. Some insiders hint that the decision is not purely about performance, but about the larger vision for the team. A vision that could involve draft picks, salary cap maneuvers, and perhaps a pivot toward a different style of offense. The tension is palpable, as if the NFL itself is holding its breath, waiting to see whether this story will resolve into tragedy, a scandal, or a bold new chapter into his career. The whispers growing louder speak to a delicate balancing act within the Dolphins organization. On one hand, you have a quarterback who has shown flashes of brilliance, moments where his precision, poise, and athleticism made you think he could carry Miami to heights it has not seen in decades. On the other hand, there are murmurs of frustration, a sense that perhaps the fit between player and system, player and coach, player and city, is not as seamless as the public has been led to believe. Rumors suggest meetings behind closed doors, where executives and coaches are laying out potential futures, scenarios that involve trades, free agency gambits, and even the possibility of Tua becoming the centerpiece of a blockbuster deal that would send shockwaves through the league. Imagine the ripple effects, every quarterback-needy team suddenly recalibrating, every fanbase holding its breath, every pundit reevaluating the landscape of the NFL in real time. It's the kind of story that fuels debate for weeks, maybe months. The kind of story that leaves you glued to your phone, refreshing Twitter, checking sports networks, hoping for a whisper of confirmation or a shred of denial. And yet, the drama doesn't end with the potential departure itself. There are layers upon layers of narrative tension that make this saga so compelling. How will the locker room react? How will Tua react? The quarterback is known for his quiet confidence, for a demeanor that blends humility with competitiveness. But even the most stoic athletes are human. And the prospect of leaving a team, a city, and a fan base that has embraced him carries emotional weight. Will this exit, if it indeed comes to pass, be amicable, professional, respectful? Or will it carry the sting of disappointment and unspoken resentment? Reports suggest that internal conversations have been tense, that there is a fine line being walked between preserving relationships and making business decisions, between loyalty and pragmatism. Fans, of course, are not privy to these private discussions, yet they sense the seismic energy, the way the NFL landscape seems to be shifting under their feet. The rumor mill also points to potential destinations for Tagovailoa, each possibility carrying its own storyline and drama. Teams rumored to be in pursuit are reportedly preparing proposals that blend draft picks, cash considerations, and strategic positioning, each trying to outmaneuver the other in a delicate chess game where the stakes are sky high. Imagine the tension in front offices across the country, executives on calls, assistants scribbling notes furiously, coaches envisioning new offensive schemes, and fans on the edge of their seats imagining their favorite team suddenly gaining a potential franchise quarterback. The anticipation is nearly unbearable, the kind of electric energy that makes the NFL not just a sport but a theater of dreams, fears, and what-ifs. Amidst all this speculation, the human element is impossible to ignore. Tua Tagovailoa has become more than just a name. He is a symbol of promise, of resilience, of the delicate balance between expectation and reality. To see him potentially leave the Dolphins is to witness a narrative about ambition, opportunity, and change unfold in real time. and while analysts debate his stats, his completion percentages, his injury history, the story resonates on a more visceral level with fans who feel a personal connection to the player. It is heartbreak, yes, but it is also the intoxicating allure of sports, the knowledge that nothing is permanent, that heroes can rise and fall, that loyalty is often tested, and that the future is an open, thrilling, terrifying question mark. The situation is made even more combustible by the media frenzy surrounding it. Every report, every tweet, every insider snippet is scrutinized, amplified, and dissected, creating an echo chamber that fuels anticipation and speculation. Rumors about meetings with other teams, contract negotiations, and front office deliberations multiply at a staggering rate. Fans argue in comment sections, analysts debate on air, podcasts dedicate entire episodes to the possibility, and the story seems to grow more intense with each passing hour. It is a phenomenon that captures the imagination, a kind of narrative gravity that pulls everyone in, regardless of whether they support the Dolphins, root for Tua, or simply enjoy watching the drama unfold. And yet, amid all the chaos, there is a quiet, almost poetic recognition of what is at stake. If Tua Tagovailoa does indeed leave the Dolphins, it will mark the end of an era, a chapter in Miami sports history defined by hope, excitement, and the tantalizing possibility of greatness. It will be a moment remembered not for a single game or play, but for the emotional resonance it carries, the heartbreak of fans, the tension of executives, the anticipation of rival teams, and the enduring question of what could have been. It is, in every sense, the kind of story that makes the NFL more than just a game. It is drama, spectacle, and emotion, all rolled into one. A reminder that in sports, as in life, nothing is permanent, and every decision carries consequences far beyond the field. As the speculation intensifies, one thing is clear: the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, and the NFL as a whole are at the center of a narrative that is still unfolding. A story that will continue to dominate headlines, fan discussions, and social media feeds for weeks, perhaps months. The rumblings of change are louder than ever, the anticipation nearly unbearable, and the implications profound. Every fan, every analyst, every casual observer feels the weight of the moment, sensing that history could be written in the days and weeks to come. And whether the reports are confirmed or dispelled, the conversation surrounding Tua's future serves as a powerful reminder of why we love the NFL. Because in this league, every decision is dramatic, every rumor tantalizing, and every story capable of capturing the imagination in ways that transcend sport itself. The potential departure of Tua Tagovailoa from the Dolphins is, without a doubt, one of the most consequential narratives in recent NFL history. It is the kind of story that invites endless discussion, speculation, and debate. The kind of story that leaves fans and analysts alike grappling with emotions ranging from shock to excitement to heartbreak. And while no official confirmation has yet cemented this reality, the weight of the rumors, the intensity of the speculation, and the sheer magnitude of what is at stake make it feel as if the league itself is holding its breath. Every report, every insider tip, every fleeting hint adds to the drama, turning this potential move into a saga that transcends statistics, game results, and even loyalty. It is a reminder that in the NFL, the narratives are as compelling as the action on the field, and that sometimes the most dramatic plays happen off the gridiron, in meetings, negotiations, and whispers that could reshape the league forever. In short, the story of Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins is not just about a player, not just about a team, and not just about wins and losses. It is about hope, heartbreak, strategy, and the human element that makes sports endlessly fascinating. It is about a league in constant motion, a world where heroes can rise and fall in the blink of an eye, and where every rumor carries the potential to alter the course of history. And as the NFL community waits with bated breath, one thing is certain: the ripple effects of this potential departure will be felt far and wide, shaping conversations, shaping expectations, and shaping the very way we experience the drama and passion that make football the most compelling spectacle in sports today. The whispers are loud, the speculation unrelenting, and the tension undeniable. The question remains: will Tua Tagovailoa remain the heartbeat of the Dolphins? Or is the league on the verge of witnessing one of the most shocking departures in recent memory? Only time will tell, but one thing is indisputable: the NFL will never be the same. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!